Title: The Tale of Willowbrook Village. Once upon a time, nestled in the rolling hills of the English countryside, there lay a quaint little village called Willowbrook. It was a place where time seemed to slow down, and the pace of life was gentle and serene. In Willowbrook, everyone knew each other's name, and neighbors greeted each other with warm smiles and hearty waves. The village was surrounded by lush green fields, dotted with grazing sheep and cows, and the air was always filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers. At the heart of Willowbrook stood a centuries-old oak tree, its branches reaching up towards the sky like outstretched arms. Underneath its shade, the villagers would gather on warm summer evenings, sharing stories and laughter late into the night. One day, a stranger arrived in Willowbrook. His name was Jonathan, and he had traveled from a distant land seeking refuge and a fresh start. The villagers welcomed him with open arms, inviting him to join them in their daily routines and festivities. Jonathan quickly became a beloved member of the community, lending a helping hand wherever it was needed. He tended to the village garden, repaired fences, and even taught the children how to play his native games. As the seasons passed, Willowbrook flourished with Jonathan's presence. The fields yielded bountiful harvests, the laughter of children echoed through the streets, and the bonds of friendship grew stronger with each passing day. But one fateful winter's night, a fierce storm swept through the village, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Homes were damaged, crops were destroyed, and the villagers feared they would never recover. In the midst of despair, Jonathan rallied the villagers together, inspiring them to unite and rebuild their beloved Willowbrook. With their spirits lifted and their determination renewed, they worked tirelessly day and night, restoring their homes and fields to their former glory. And so, thanks to the strength of their community and the kindness of a stranger, Willowbrook emerged from the storm stronger and more resilient than ever before. The village had learned that with unity and perseverance, they could overcome any challenge that came their way. And as the sun rose on a new day in Willowbrook, the villagers gathered once more under the ancient oak tree, their hearts full of gratitude and their spirits filled with hope for the future. For in the village of Willowbrook, the truest lesson of all was that together, they were unstoppable. Title: The Tale of Willowbrook Village, Part 2. In the aftermath of the storm, the villagers of Willowbrook continued to thrive, their bonds stronger than ever before. With each passing day, new stories unfolded, weaving the fabric of their tight-knit community even tighter. Among the villagers was a young girl named Emily, whose curiosity knew no bounds. She spent her days exploring the woods that bordered the village, her imagination soaring with each new discovery. One crisp autumn morning, Emily stumbled upon a hidden glade deep within the forest, where a sparkling stream trickled gently over smooth stones. Mesmerized by the beauty of the place, she decided to keep it a secret, a sanctuary for her alone. But as the days grew colder and the nights grew longer, Emily couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness that settled over her like a heavy blanket. She longed to share her secret with someone, to have a friend to laugh and play with in her magical hideaway. One day, while wandering through the village square, Emily spotted Jonathan sitting beneath the ancient oak tree, a thoughtful expression on his face. Emboldened by a sudden burst of courage, she approached him and shyly confided in him about her secret glade in the woods. To her surprise and delight, Jonathan's eyes lit up with excitement, and he eagerly agreed to accompany her on her next adventure. Together, they set off into the forest, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves and the chirping of birds. As they emerged into the hidden glade, Emily watched in wonder as Jonathan's face lit up with joy. He marveled at the beauty of the place, his eyes sparkling with childlike wonder. From that day forward, Emily and Jonathan became inseparable companions, exploring every corner of the village and beyond. Together, they laughed and played, sharing stories and dreams beneath the watchful gaze of the ancient oak tree. And as the years passed and the seasons changed, Emily and Jonathan remained steadfast friends, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. For in the village of Willowbrook, where kindness and friendship reigned supreme, anything was possible, and every day was an adventure waiting to unfold. Title: The Tale of Willowbrook Village, Part 3. As the years went by in Willowbrook Village, the seasons painted their vibrant hues across the landscape, and the villagers continued to live their lives in harmony with nature. Among them was an elderly widow named Mrs. Thompson, who had lived in Willowbrook for as long as anyone could remember. She was known for her kindness and generosity, always ready to lend a helping hand or a listening ear to those in need. One chilly winter's day, a fierce snowstorm descended upon the village, blanketing the countryside in a thick layer of snow and ice. Mrs. Thompson, despite her advanced age, refused to stay cooped up indoors, determined to check on her neighbors and ensure that they were safe and warm. But as she made her way through the snow-covered streets, Mrs. Thompson slipped on a patch of ice and tumbled to the ground, her ankle twisted and her spirits dampened. Fortunately, Jonathan happened to be passing by and rushed to her aid, helping her to her feet and offering his arm for support. With his help, Mrs. Thompson managed to hobble back to her cottage, where he insisted on tending to her injuries and keeping her company until the storm passed. As they sat by the fire, sipping steaming cups of tea and sharing stories of days gone by, Mrs. Thompson couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude towards Jonathan for his kindness and compassion. In the days that followed, Jonathan continued to visit Mrs. Thompson, checking in on her daily and ensuring that she had everything she needed to recover. And as the snow began to melt and the first signs of spring appeared, Mrs. Thompson's ankle healed, thanks in no small part to Jonathan's unwavering care and support. From that day forward, Mrs. Thompson and Jonathan forged a special bond, their friendship serving as a shining example of the kindness and generosity that permeated every corner of Willowbrook Village. And as the sun set on another day in Willowbrook, the villagers gathered beneath the ancient oak tree, their hearts full of gratitude for the blessings of friendship and community that surrounded them. For in the village of Willowbrook, where love and compassion knew no bounds, every day was a gift to be cherished and shared with those we hold dear.